What time is it?
It's big slappy time.
Good morning, Vietnam.
There it is. There's our Robin.
There's our Robin. I am the Robin Williams of this cast.
I agree. I'm the Sally Field of this cast. This is Mrs. Doubtfire, the podcast.
I play a lot of roles. I wear a lot of hats in this pod.
Well. Is there a Pierce Brosnan? Our child is the Pierce Brosnan of this Mrs. Doubtfire family.
Interesting. I think that kind of drives a wedge that we may not want to.
No, you're right. You're probably right about that.
I don't think there's a Pierce.
Oh, don't pierce my heart.
Hello.
Well, hello. How are you? It's been a week.
I'm dragging ass, frankly.
I mean, this time of year is brutal.
I'm running on fumes right into the holiday season. Literally. I'm like doing all the shit I say I won't do, where I like panic buy gifts online in the middle of the night.
Do you remember a year, I don't remember what year, probably was last year, that I ordered I tried to get little stocking stuffers for a bunch of for Christmas Eve, and I ordered the orbs, the floating orbs.
Yeah, they got you. One of those ads that got you.
It was true. Well,
the
to
gift
the point
of
where
2024. Or whatever.
Yeah, and also that I've just never. It was just a very boomery purchase because I had ordered it through Instagram, just a direct. Like I clicked through Instagram
We've
to
all
a
been
website,
there,
and then it was just like following a tracking number from China that to. Like
it took like 6 months.
It took 6 months. Yeah, they did come though. But
after the holidays.
and they were pieces of shit. That
More
no
of a
one
President's Day gift.
It was an awful present.
No, I mean,
like these orbs will float.
That is I'm buying gifts no one wants with money I don't have, and the gifts are like made by slaves.
Yeah, sure. Well, these orbs.
I was trying to think of a nicer word, but I'm like people who are like,
one of these orbs had a little loose finger
labor.
in it.
Yeah, that's the worst. When you get the note that's like, help us. And you're like, which factory did this come from?
Yes.
Hell. But you're like, who is this for? This dog and pony show we're all putting on. This reindeer game.
I think these reindeer games have reached, I think everything has kind of turned the corner. I feel like a few years ago that was true, but then we powered through. You know what I mean? And then there was like a couple of Black Fridays where people were a little worried.
Worried about what?
The corporate masters were a little worried about the participation. So then they were like
there wouldn't be enough to trample?
There wouldn't be enough, there weren't enough trampled bodies. So they're like, well, obviously people are shopping from home. So they do the Black Friday week now where it's like a whole week. But I'm just saying participation was down. People weren't spending the way
that wasn't
they
a thing when we were kids.
Cyber Monday. I mean, no.
They'd be like, get the extension pack of Oregon Trail.
Yes. And now they're like, it's Cyber Monday brought to you by Palantir.
Palantir. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Palantir, I just heard.
Speak on it.
On today's today's Daily, which was actually today hosted by Natalie Kitroeff.
What about my dude?
Babaro's, he's got Christmas week off. You know, he's got Christmas month. He's got Cyber Monday off.
This is the 16th.
I don't know what year it is. But
we have 9 days till Christmas.
You know Mikey steps out. He likes to step out.
Oh.
And then, in comes Kitroeff. And
what's she getting into?
She did a piece. Well, she brought on a dude who had done a piece on, I always want to say Alex Winter, who's played opposite Keanu Reeves in the Bill and Ted. It's not Alex. And
he's
Lost
also
Boys.
in Lost Boys. Yeah.
I mean, a cute little guy, but not.
Those little blonde curls. He's cherubic.
He is cherubic. Vampiric and cherubic in Lost Boys.
Yeah.
He vacillates between the two.
Yep.
I'll never use the word vacillates again.
Yeah, he's
for
like
the
if
rest
Cupid grew up.
He is. Yeah, he's just like a grown-ass Cupid. Anyhow, it's not Alex Winter.
And then sucked blood. There's another part.
Me. Anyhow.
Whoa. Okay, I think we found our Pierce Brosnan.
Correct. That is me. Thank you.
No, it's Alex Winter.
I have the chest hair of Brosnan, nothing else. It's Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir. This guy had been interviewing him for 6 years.
Just to clarify, you're Sally Field. Alex Winter is Pierce Brosnan.
Just to clarify, yes.
Okay.
I tried to make a play for Pierce again by talking
Okay,
about
but
my
you're
chest hair.
not saying that the Bill and Ted guy was on The Daily.
The Daily. No, this was not. But I always want to call Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir, Alex Winter for some reason, and that's a disservice to everyone involved, especially Alex
one's
Winter.
a fish, one's a season.
Right. Yes, winter carp.
Ice fishing. There's
That's
a
right.
connection there.
Okay, so I'll make that connection the next time I accidentally go to call him Alex Winter. Anyhow, he is a piece of work, of course. He's an old pal of Peter Thiel, who, like, Peter Thiel is
Old Palantir.
an old Palantir of Peter.
Peter.
Saint Peter. Karp is like he's a as all billionaires are, of course, that goes without saying. But he's like specifically kind of a little wacky. He would say neurodivergent. He's just like someone who
in the 80s we said wacky.
Wacky, yes. But he also, like, there's just these great clips of him going around where he can't sit still in a chair, and he's like a grown ass man.
I did see this clip.
Yes.
I saw one that I thought, I was like, is this real? Where he was literally upside down.
It's
like his head was on where your butt goes in the chair.
He like sat up. It would
What
be like
was that?
you would say to like a child in a church pew, being like, sit, get over, put that down. Like he was just, his arms were doing like signaling that I've never seen.
That isn't, I'm not saying he's not neurodivergent, no judgment there whatsoever, but to me that isn't chalked up to neurodivergent. That's just being really rich. Because to lack the self-awareness, to not get whatever issue you're having under control, to even be able to function at a basic level, to me is like just privilege.
Well, it's true. Or it's, fish scale cocaine, really good cocaine, which is privilege.
I thought that was gone.
Privilege.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the ultimate privilege.
It is, to be able to get your hands on some of that amazing
Here's what I want.
pure cocaine.
I want fish scale.
Fish scale.
I want Quaaludes.
Ludes.
Anybody
yes.
out there, if you have the last lewd alive, come find me. Hit me up.
Yeah, when
Link
the
in bio.
synthetics, the 70s, when the synthetics were even good. Link in bio for Ludes, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Alex Karp was it just made me think of that, because today this guy did an interview for 6 years, and I'm going to paraphrase.
He did a 6-year interview?
Well, he's been interviewing him, I guess.
I'm like, what?
Well, he kept like jumping out of the chair and running out of the room. So he couldn't keep him.
It took that.
Anyway, the clip that's funny, that it was from like a talk, like, once he starts talking Gaza, he just gets up and, shuffling around. But his whole deal, because Peter Thiel's been kind of like a crypto-fascist, techno-feudalist, libertarian.
He's a multi-hyphenate.
Peter Thiel's been a right-wing, clown for many, many years, from the jump, really. But what's funny about Alex Karp is he's like, no, I was a Democrat. He like gave a bunch of money to Hillary, gave a bunch of money to Obama, Biden. He was even riding with Biden.
Wow. Get in.
But his whole deal now is like, oh no, Trump's cool now. And like, we need the, Palantir does amazing work with surveillance, because we need that to avoid the fascism, because we're seeing like rises of anti-Semitism. He's also
be the fascist
multiracial,
you want to see in the world.
Multi-hyphenate, be the change you want to see in the world. He's just so paranoid. He's like, how would I ever want to be in a fascist state? Like, people keep saying I'm using, Palantir's jumping in bed with Trump and other like right-wing figures from around the world. And he's just like, how would people say like I'm fascist or that's fascism like that? I would never want to do that. Like, I would be the,
what does he think the marriage of corporations and government is, if not fascism?
Yeah, he doesn't have.
So he's becoming a fascist to protect from fascism.
From fascism, yes.
What's he saying there?
So what really gets to the heart of this whole daily, like this guy, condensing all these years that he's spoken to him, but there was a soundbite from Alex Karp saying, to the effect of like, there's nothing like the number one thing that motivates him is terror and fear. And he was like, that's been true my whole life. Every decision I've made has been motivated by terror. And that's true of this company. And I was like, interesting. So like the largest like mass surveillance program in the world in history that is being used
it's paranoia.
To like pick people out for ICE, to pick people out in Gaza, to pick people out in the US. Like, So it's surveillance on us, and then to kill using autonomous drones to kill people. Like, what you want for that is to be motivated by fear and terror. And I mean, he admits that, which is just funny to hear.
I feel like that is a lie. I feel like it's money, and he thinks it sounds better to say fear because he thinks he's instilling some sort of safety.
Yeah.
But it sounds psychotic.
It does. It is, and of course, money. I mean, that part goes without saying. I mean, the quiet part out loud is just that's why they have a lot of money and a lot of government contracts. But anyway, that's Alex Carr.
I mean, I think if I was at that level of like God, playing God, I would be scared too. I would feel very like unhinged.
Sure.
Because what is your anchor? What is your true north at that point? You're just surrounded by yes people. You're standing on your head in a chair.
Yes, and everyone's still taking you seriously. You're at like a big conference with a stage in front of people.
Well, you're paying them to.
And there's just people interviewing you as if you're not completely unhinged. Yeah. No, it's fun. It's a fun time to be alive.
It's good and nice.
It's all good and nice.
We're finishing out this year on a strong foot.
Strong foot. Speaking of feet, let's quickly get our Bush mention out of the way so people know that this is really us and not AI. Is the speaking of feet, the Bush shoe throw? You showed me there was the anniversary.
December 14th. That's right.
December 14th is the what year would that have been?
2008. So
the I won't do the math. The 20-year anniversary of the Bush shoe throw.
Yeah. That guy apparently was tortured. He had his like teeth and nose broken after.
Oh, after, yes.
Yeah,
because he was like an Iraqi journalist.
Yeah.
Al-Zaidi.
And he said his only regret was that he didn't have more shoes. And he said if he's not protesting that he's dead. Like he's a real one, basically. That's
amazing.
Yeah, the quotes were good.
It's also what an incredible time.
We salute you.
Yeah, what an incredible time. You know, life is so short. We have so little. It's like we all have our egos, so we try to do so much. But there's no way you wouldn't just feel content if you were able to just whip a couple of shoes at W. I feel like, you know, like
it's so
if
pure.
that was what I did, like the thing in my life that I did, I would hang my hat and shoes on that.
No, there are people with like the craziest guns I've ever seen, and they're like just, you know, popping off. And even their manifestos are kind of a mess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this guy.
So they have the highest level of technology at their fingertips, and their ideology is questionable.
Right.
And then there's somebody who all they have is a shoe, and they're pure at heart.
Well, you don't.
And that's what you get.
It is. And in that context, he might have shouted, I think, did he call him like a murderous dog or something? He shouted something, but
I think he said this is for the people of Iraq.
Well, what's funny is all you need is the image. Like you get that. People see W have it, like someone stand up and just whip, especially at that point,
like,
on his way out. Now, I will say the only thing is with Dubs is that in the rare times that I actually was like, respect is
the dodge was
the dodge, the duck and the dodge. And then he was like, I'm okay. Like he tells the Secret Service, he's like, no, it's good. It's the guy. I mean, yes, he got his teeth or whatever happened to him after the fact.
Yeah.
But in the moment, Dub was like, all right, I get it. He's throwing, he whipped a shoe at me.
Fuck him forever, but he was agile.
It was a fun moment.
I shared that, and my friend Patrick messaged me and was like, can you imagine if someone threw a shoe at Biden or Trump?
Yes.
They would like break.
Yes, it would like split their
head open. They would immediately collapse.
Yeah.
Like whatever like insane drugs they're pumping into them to keep. It would like break some sort of spell.
Yeah.
Their skin would melt off.
Yeah.
Their wig would fly 20 feet in the air. Like it would just be like a real injury.
It would be a serious injury.
A spectacle.
I mean, if Tommy Crooks had a couple of loafers on that rooftop, you know what I mean? That would have been.
Here we go.
That would have been more of a threat to Trump than his rifle.
It's possible.
So anyhow, that's our Bush chat. The shoe throw was a great moment. And because I want kids to remember the great moments of our youth. You're having so many moments now. It's giving you
gather
kids
around,
whiplash.
Children. Giving
the kiddos whiplash, you know. But we had our fun moments as well, our viral moments, if you will.
Oh, we had viral moments.
We had some viral. We just didn't have virals. We didn't.
They would play it on MTV News. They would do the replay.
Kurt Loder would do the play-by-play on the shoe flying.
Right.
Yeah,
that's it.
It was a powerful time.
This I could do a segue into the one thing I wrote down this time.
What'd you get?
I just wrote that it used to be normal to hate the government. This is something we've discussed.
Yes.
Like growing up, I just want to remind people because, we're manufacturing consent. We're moving the Overton window. We're doing all the things
the old Overton window.
Over and under the window.
Over.
But like, it isn't now it's like, oh, crazy, like vote blue no matter who. And you're fucking stuff up because you have complaints and all this stuff. And it's like, it used to just be everybody thought Washington was full of crooks. It was a bipartisan vibe.
Yes.
All the old men would like angrily read the paper in the morning and scream about everyone in Washington,
And to set the
and
table
now they're like, if you're not even holding your nose and voting for the Dems, they're mad that you're not like literally like licking everyone's Chuck Taylor's.
Yes.
If we're talking Kamala, but
You're right. There was a weird switch. I mean, I think part of that is like, I would say probably just the
but they're like,
the
if
Trump
you're not
effect.
wearing a boot edge shirt, like you're destroying
democracy.
Yes, and freedom. And I'm like, why can't we just be like, this is a disgusting situation?
Yeah, and all these, it's like you just have
And
us
you have to
constantly
work-
rolling up our sleeves and like rooting through the toilet for like, this turd's less of a turd than this turd.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
all well and good. We know that. But like, I still respect people who want to work within the system. Like, I think that we can come at this from a lot of angles. I'm not trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but to get like criticized for even having criticisms is really frustrating.
It is.
I mean, I think people have been like blackpilled enough now, but there's whenever an election cycle like rears up its ugly head,
We see the same song and dance.
they come out of the woodwork and
they
they're
do.
like, you shared a meme that was negative about,
Yes, or you spoke of a third party,
Yes.
or whatever the
you didn't blindly support like
Yeah.
this
went to
senator
it.
that costs billions of dollars to elect and is like in bed with like every disgusting industry in the world.
No,
just,
it's
like,
true.
Really
It is true.
disheartening.
It's no, it's funny because also the logic of all that, where you'd be like, oh yeah, if you don't vote, it's this idea that you're just saying like, if you don't, like a non-vote for the let's just say Buttigieg or whoever they're pushing, Kamala, Biden, Hillary, whoever the hell it is, a non-vote for them is a vote for Trump is like the weird logic there, which is then that just assumes so many weird things where you're just like, instead of you're already like defeatist to the point of like, by that logic, then a non-vote for Trump would be a vote for, you know what I mean? Like, you're just assuming you're definitely going to vote for the person I want you to vote for, no matter whether or not you align with anything or
And
some
I'm
of
not
what
even-
they say, none of what they say.
I'm not even talking about voting. I'm literally talking
Sure,
about
just
discourse.
talking the discourse.
Like,
yeah.
here's my example was, Abigail Spanberger.
Oh, I know.
Everyone's excited.
Spanberg,
She's
yeah.
elected.
Lottie frickin'
I know, I always say that. I'm trying to avoid saying the same shit over and over again. So I remember when she lost in like the last midterm cycle, or maybe 2 ago, and she was like, I don't want to hear the word socialism ever again. And the left, in a healthy way, was like, no, I don't think we like keep dumbing down and meeting in the middle and going further right. I think we try to meet people's material conditions, like as we saw with Mom Donnie, etc. And then now all of a sudden she's mother on the internet. This is a few weeks old.
I hear you.
Just something that's an example.
Yes.
It's like, why can't we say, yeah, it's probably a good thing that she was elected,
right?
In terms of like a harm reduction vote.
Sure.
Now, how do we like put pressure on her to, enact policy that is actually helpful to working people? But it just has to all of a sudden be this like worship, and any discussion of that is shut down. And I know that's not by everyone, but it feels like that's like a mainstream project to shut any discourse down that could actually be helpful, constructive.
I agree. Well, it also feels like then it's automatically a referendum on when these like pro-military, like corporate centrists get elected, then it's like, see, it's a referendum on socialism. People had enough of that socialism talk, and that's why.
And you're like, I'm sorry, was that on the ballot?
Well, was that on the
No.
ballot? And also, if you're like this blue no matter who logic also is very funny, because it's always like, oh, if people are just voting again against, Trump has done his job of like getting into governor races and like mayoral races. And it is kind
appointing judges.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when people are voting now in this like outlandish still in 2025, just two-party system, then it is like, oh, are you voting against, is there a backlash against Trump?
Right.
So everything becomes national. Everything becomes like even like small town mayoral race. Everything just ends up now being like on this national level.
Yeah.
So it's like if people are voting against that and it's the blue no matter who, then you're like, then why would you ever assume that the candidate who is talking about the actual material conditions of people and is pushing for something like that, however they label it, socialism, communism, whatever the anti that is going to be, if that, how couldn't that win? Like to say the centrist, they're always like in this imaginary center where it's like, oh, this person gets like.
I mean, you could even refer to it as democracy. I mean, obviously I'm down with communism. I'll say it.
Well, yes. But I'm just saying like
but you could be like, oh, fighting to get initiatives on the ballot that people are actually interested in voting for or against, and having the will of the people and the voice decide where our budget is spent.
Yeah.
And it happens to be spent in a way that isn't just bolstering billionaires and industry. Like that actually just sounds like what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it does. I also, one thing
I've had enough of it.
Enough is enough. I will give the Dems credit in that
please.
one area. I must. The Dems are so much better than Republicans at shunning the left wing of their party as the Republicans are from shunning the right. And the problem with that really is Dems are right wing. Like we've talked about this idea of the lesser of two gets you to like right now where we are, and we'll keep going in that direction where it's like, yeah, because if lesser of evils, if we're just saying evil is, let's just say full merger of like corporate ownership over the government and all that, like if that ends up being, then every concession, every election that you concede to go further that way to be like, well, the lesser, you got to vote for this one because it's the lesser of evils. It's like, then that just gets to where we are now. And you're like, what is... Right. So obviously this idea, but they're really good at elbowing, boxing out the left wing of the party. I mean, they destroyed
but I
so
think the
many
right is
candidates.
very smart to embrace
Nick
what
Fuentes.
they think is more extreme and crazy.
Yeah.
Because then they have like a ground army.
Yeah, they have a bigger
even
tent.
if they're like these guys, behind closed doors, kind of eye rolling, they can stand back and stand by. They can activate this like insane group of their party, whereas. Even if the Dems think the left is insane, the only way they activate them is to blame them and guilt them when it's voting season.
Yes.
Which instead of like being like, yeah, maybe a Green New Deal would be good for everyone.
Certainly. Yeah. Yeah, they do a great job also of the muddling of the material and the identity and the superficial stuff versus like the.
Yeah.
So then it just becomes like a mess where people
can't have health care.
People are right. No one is over health care. Like this idea of like Gavin Newsom now coming out, the gruesome Newsom of this idea of like, hey, people are just over. Like the Democrats lost their way, and I'm like, by talking about health care or by talking about like whatever culture issues and culture war stuff people are
brutality. Anyhow, is there anything fun? What I don't have?
Yeah.
Can I just say quickly?
Please.
We don't have Inarada da Vida, honey. I guess I'll just sing that by myself because I forgot to write anything down from last week, and now it has left my brain.
Well,
I'm sure there were errors. Please show us grace, listeners.
We've had a few, but then again, too few to mention.
Yeah, too few to mention this week.
Yeah. Well, let's see what a funny thing we have here. Oh, this is just a fun thing. Have you seen?
Let's have some fun.
I wish I showed you this before we sat down, but you may have seen it. You're familiar with the Jennifer Hudson show, yes?
I did not know she had a show.
Well,
I know who she is.
Sure. She has a, you could even call it, it's a daytime show. It's like the Ellen, it's like.
Oh,
Ellen.
yeah. Talk show?
Talk show. Yeah. Daytime talk show. And they have a thing called the Spirit Tunnel, which is, I saw it for the first time and I was like, and I mean, the show's been around a while and it's been on, I think even SNL might have done a parody of the Spirit Tunnel at this point, but I was late to it, but I saw it and I was like, this is the best possible way to introduce guests. It's essentially the whole crew of the show makes like, there's a hallway that goes from the dressing rooms to the stage for the show.
Right.
And as the guest walks down, they do almost kind of like Like they do unique like call and response stuff for that guest, and the guest like dances down the spirit tunnel, and it's just
to
people
pump
lining
them up before
to pump them up before they go on air. It's so good. It's just like you see that and you're like, oh, why the fuck doesn't every show do this? It's just really, it's just wonderful and delightful. Check out the Spirit Tunnel.
That is really weird and doesn't sound like something I would like at all.
Well, it wouldn't be something you would like to do. I know that. It would be your nightmare to walk.
It has like
the Spirit
flash
Tunnel.
mob vibes the way you're describing it, which, you know.
You know what? It is somewhat flash mobby, but the thing is everyone kind of knows you're going down, and they'll be like, they say your name and they do kind of like I know it sounds cringe, but I swear to you, watch it and you'll just be like, this is fun.
It warmed your heart.
Yes. Watch those people come down that tunnel. Watch Kat Dennings. Watch Niecy Nash. Watch all the greats just come down that tunnel.
Okay.
And you'll be like, this is fun. Anyhow, props to Jay Hudson. You know, when people in our biz do good, I want to tell them.
All I can picture for Jennifer Hudson is she was in one of the Sex and the City movies.
Jennifer Hudson was in one of the Sex and the City movies. The first? No, the one in...
Not the first.
Abu Ghraib. The one.
Oh my God.
The Abu Ghraib one. The Abu Dhabi one.
Oh, I don't know. They're all blending in my head.
We need another, by the by.
Yeah.
It's time.
We're overdue.
Anyway, Jennifer Hudson. Yeah, I mean, great pipes, great singer. Not sure, like, I don't know why she has a daytime talk show. I mean, these are usually, as we know from the Ellen show.
You know why she has a
CIA
talk show, if I had to guess?
ops?
She's not offensive in any direction. And that's exactly the kind of person they want for the talk shows.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, no, I agree.
I should have a talk show.
You should certainly have a talk show. Your spirit tunnel is just people getting caned on the way down.
Oh my God, no.
Down the hall.
No.
You take out their knees before.
No,
they get
I'd
to
be
sing.
like, I'm going to walk alone to the studio. I don't want anyone to make eye contact with me. Thank you.
What else do we have here? Well, we got the Diddy doc.
Oh, yeah, but you watched and I didn't, so that's tough.
So there's that. I mean, spoiler alert, you know, Diddy's just a massive scumbag, you know.
Yeah,
But aside from
we
the
knew that, though.
We
Can
did
we say
though.
this?
We did.
I
say
did not.
this.
I don't want to say I knew the extent of it. I'm not an insider in any way.
No.
But I remember after Biggie was killed, I had this gross feeling about Diddy because he just seemed like such an opportunist.
Yes.
And I know we got to do what we can, but he like
To a cartoonish degree.
made all these terrible songs about like the I'm Missing You, like these bad covers.
Yeah.
And he's a really bad rapper. I'm sure he's a great producer, you know, obviously.
Well, what's funny
but
is
like,
the more you hear too from people, I think he's a sociopathic level businessman. So I think
but you need that.
You need that.
Like if Biggie's the talent, he's
sure.
like, okay, you can be the suit.
Right.
But then
he's
for
not
him
even a
to
good
be
producer
like,
on the ones and twos. Like people be like, there's multiple producers who've come out and be like, he wasn't even someone who could like, you know, grab a hook and be like, oh, let's make this.
He's not a good
track.
MC. He's not. Yeah. I just remember being like, ew.
Yeah.
Like I never.
Well, his
liked
music
it.
is laughable and it stinks. His dancing, we have always laughed at.
His dancing's bad.
But what I think for me, the bigger thing is more like his.
There are much bigger things than what I said. I just want to say I always felt bad about that guy.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you know.
There have been some bombshells in this doc specifically about the Tupac and Biggie and how much he actually facilitated. Did he hire a Crip to kill Tupac? Like there's all that. There's some stuff that's come out in the wash on that. But I agree with you. We never quite like knew that. For me, it was always just him as a promoter. He had that like early on, had that thing where everyone got trampled and Harlem at like a celebrity basketball thing. There was like 9 people killed because he oversold it, and then like started his record label and has his mom like in the documents of Bad Boy, like so that he couldn't be sued by the families of the people who died.
For people who were hurt. Yeah.
I kind of did. I didn't know the full extent, but I kind of knew about that. And
so
then
there's a rap sheet.
Yes.
It's just like not nice.
And he doesn't
Not
pay his
niceties.
talent. Like he fucks over the talent. Like Suge Knight, say what you will about Suge Knight, but his whole thing was everybody eats. Like whereas Diddy would just blatantly fuck over artists constantly. So there's also that part of it, where it's not like he was the billionaire and then everybody. So then on top of that, there's of course all the abuse that we now, that has now come to light.
Right. I'm torn because I mean, it's all terrible. I don't mean I'm torn on whether it's bad, but I feel like the business person's always got to be the asshole because who wants to be the business person?
That's right.
Like, I don't know.
No, I agree with
Capitalism
that. I think
just
there's-
like breeds and
don't hate the player.
rewards like the worst shit in the world.
Sure. Yeah, this will just keep that is what's funny is it's just that old school kind of, starry-eyed lib view of this like, no, capitalism's great, but like, just don't be bad. Don't be mean with it. And you're just like, this system is not designed.
It's like the Google used to have a sign in their first office that said "Don't be evil," and now now they're like surveilling us all.
Yeah, don't be. It's like no, as long as it's the old ethical capitalism. It's the old.
I don't think that exists.
It's not a real thing. No, you lose. The thing is, if you try to do that, you would lose.
You're in jail in Monopoly.
Yeah,
everyone took all your money.
That's right. You're on. So I was thinking too, Diddy being as someone who I worked with, and I will say worked with. I think it's fair to say I worked
he was
with
on
him.
the Gethard show.
Yes,
when you
introed
were.
him.
Yeah.
I was thinking like he's probably the most famous person I've ever worked with. I think that's fair to say. Jen Aniston. I did like a whatever water. Not vitamin
didn't
water,
you
smart
sell
water.
Yeah, you sold water with Jen.
Sold water with Jen Aniston in a commercial.
That's true.
But I would think Diddy's much more famous than Jen Aniston.
Do you think? I don't know. Friends really has a death grip on the globe.
No, I think you're right. I think globally Friends has
really
rocketed. And then she, of course, had her
Friends.
A-list movie career. But I still think there's something about... She couldn't change her name. Like he was able to do Puff Daddy, Puffy, P. Diddy, Diddy. You know
I
what
honestly
Like,
think, though, the only reason anyone talks about him is all this stuff coming to light in the court.
the reason anyone still talks about him? Yeah.
Like I
think he hasn't produced
I'm
like a
Team
music
Jen
worth
here.
a damn in a
You
while.
you can say what you will. I'm Team Jen.
I think he did, the Battle of the Band stuff, the kind of shit that we were also a little older for that I didn't pay attention to, but he had that like making of, like he had that reality show for a long time where he had all those bands that came out that they made a bunch of money on. So I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, Diddy v. Aniston.
I think Jen Aniston's
Will Ferrell,
more famous.
We've worked with, so I'm like, he's up there as far as if you're thinking about who's the most famous.
Yeah, and again, though, I think just the Friends
alone.
fandom that's global is what puts this over the line for me.
Do you think Jen Aniston could have orchestrated the murder of let's say David Schwimmer and Courtney Cox and gotten away with it? And still, I'm trying to put on the level. I'm like, what's
Tupac
funny
and
about
Biggie, yeah.
Well, it's not Schwimmer and Cox are no Tupac and Biggie. I was just trying to say, like, how much could Jen Aniston get away with? Is my point. Now she is a woman, but she's a white woman. So if we're doing the in the courts,
I think the genre of their performance affected. Like, I don't think she has the same level of like gang access to like do her bidding. Again, I haven't seen the doc. I'm just getting context clues. I think you're saying he like was choreographing some. Yeah, I don't know. I
also wonder because he's richer. Certainly, he's like I think he made almost $1 billion territory. So I don't think she's pretty rich.
But I think
she's an actor. So
it takes the greatest strength to be compassionate.
No,
so if you're saying, does she have the big swinging dick to kill everybody she knows?
Right.
Could she? Maybe.
She has the means.
Yeah. If she doesn't want to.
Well, we're waiting for Jen Aniston's heel turn, I suppose. At that level. I am anyway. No, I was just basically being like, who's more fair? Yeah, it is a toss-up, I would say. That's a tough one.
Are you laughing at my earnesty?
I was for a second because I rarely see you that earnest. I was waiting for you to give me a wink or something.
I'm a very serious person.
Very serious.
Very serious. Yeah.
Toss-up on like who's more famous. It's hard to say. There's a lot of different metrics we could use, but for now we'll call it a dead heat. So
all right.
There's still a third act for all of us.
This is just sad. There's nothing fun. I was just going to say Rob Reiner murdered.
No, God.
Okay. What else? What's
we
cool?
don't even know much about that yet.
His kid murdered him.
Yeah, his son, who he kind of like he wrote a movie about his like a semi-autobiographical movie and stuff.
I don't
and I
really even know enough to discuss this.
Yeah,
it's pretty breaking though. It's pretty new news.
It's
so
new
I will
news.
Say,
a lot like the Bush shoe throw. It's like on everybody's mind.
Fresh.
Everybody's talking about it.
Fresh. Yeah, I mean, what else
the
is
Christmas
there?
decorations. So I saw.
Oh, okay. Let's switch gears to holiday.
Let's get into the holiday mode. I mean, because they're out there. The trees are lit. It's December, whatever it is.
16th.
Yeah, so the trees are lit, and the lawn ornaments are out.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun decorations.
So there was a display I saw of two elves and Santa was adorned in USA stars and stripes, like an American flag, essentially trim on all of his Santa outfit. And then there was one of the elves was adorned in the Israeli flag, and the other elf was adorned in the Ukrainian flag. So this was a real statement piece of the the holiday powers, the Trinity.
And it was a flag. It wasn't like a Hanukkah.
No, this was now, because we also saw another thing. So, but the main one that I saw, that I said you have to see this. I have to take you as we drive through the neighborhoods to be like, oh, look at the holiday decks.
So this was very like
Decos.
It was like each character had like a nationality.
Had a flag. Their outfit was the trim was made up the flag.
So what's the ideology of that household? Santa's not delivering presents to the kids of the world.
Yes.
He's delivering it to American kids?
Yes. I think it's just like if I had to call it something, like what would it be in the catalog if you wanted to order this thing? I think it would be like Neolib Season's Greetings. Like it feels like it's like an old school.
It's very weird.
Because I say Neolib too because it kind of crosses.
It's pro-Israel. But it's pro-Ukraine.
It's kind of centrist Dems and Republicans can both like sing some Christmas carols around that display. Because they're, you know what I mean? Like the ones who are on board, it's the, anti-Putin, anti-Russia sentiment, which goes from like Lindsey Graham to Joe Biden.
I think they would call that package the good guys.
The good guys.
I don't agree, but I think that's what they think they're doing.
Yeah.
What's weird about that, though, is I think there are people who support Ukraine but would also support Gaza. Like, I do think
there's no room for nuance in the Christmas
No, I'm saying
displays.
We're seeing an interesting intersection.
We are.
Of like.
So you're saying some of the hardcore Zionists would not be on board with the puppet, with our move, with the U.S. Because I'll say Santa's U.S. in this situation. So the U.S. is still the big dog in this display. So you would think there'd be like some hardcore Zionists who are not on board with Ukraine?
No, I was going the other way. I was saying
way.
people who support Ukraine but don't support like
probably the literal,
genocide in Gaza.
I would guess the neo-Nazis in the Ukrainian army, that section of the Ukraine probably wouldn't be down with Israel, yeah.
Well, there are a lot of Nazis in Ukraine. It's interesting. I think my kindest interpretation is that people are seeing that as like peace on earth in some warped way. Like they're saying, oh, let's use our holiday decor to say something about like, all the wars and all the sad stuff.
Right.
But it's very, it really feels like you're propping up some bad stuff.
Well, it feels it's one of those kind of things where you're like,
yeah.
Even when I see like people do, I would see in PA a lot.
Like what
people
about
have the
dove?
Eagle Santa or something, and even that you're just kind of like, what are we doing here?
What's Eagle Santa?
The Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagle Santa.
Oh, I thought you meant eagle like the American bird.
No, you'd get like
Yeah.
I'm saying the mix of like it's not enough to just have this.
People love that
jolly old elf with his bowl full of jelly.
They love
it's
cross promotion.
Yeah. Well, you also got to sell, So if you're just like, we already have the basic bitch Santa, it's like, what do we need to zhuzh him up this year?
Yeah, again,
it's like, put your favorite
what's wrong
team
with
on
Peace
them.
on Earth or a dove or something?
The Good Guys is absolutely what that would be called in a catalog, though. That was a great label. I would say if you
what
were
about
like ordering
Santa
off of,
with like an AR-15?
We've seen that.
When we lived in
Muscle.
Luzerne County, we lived in Pennsylvania briefly.
I got you in Luzerne County to live for 1 year.
You got me to live. I tried not to live there.
Tried to die there.
I tried to die there. No, but a lot of those Christmas decorations kind of incorporated, like, I remember there was a lot of pro-Trump lawn stuff, but it was him as like Rambo.
Yeah, the muscular
like really
Trump
diesel,
with the no shirt on.
Yeah,
diesel,
and a big gun and a lot of camo. Like,
or riding an eagle or something.
You would never see there's no actual imagery of Trump like anywhere near that.
Sure. No. He's never been. That's never been his.
And that then leaked into the holidays, and there were some really weird mashups. I'm trying to think of but the kind of stuff we're saying, like Santa gunning.
Yeah, people
down
mix
his
Jesus with Santa a lot,
yeah.
Not in a way that you're like, oh, here's a manger scene, but in a way that it almost feels like fanfic. Like there's like a Jesus riding in Santa's sleigh with Mickey Mouse and Bibi Netanyahu, and it's just it's a whole palette of power players. Zelensky and Netanyahu are just. Like Zelensky's like Rudolph. He's got the red nose. He's running the front of the sleigh in the fog.
Yeah, it's kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit when you get to see the cartoons from all the stuff together in Toontown.
Yes.
It's like that for Christmas, but like a right-wing fever dream, psychedelic. Yeah.
It was fun. It elicited, and these are the kind of feelings. So again, I guess if you're trying to put out ornaments and decor on your front lawn, to evoke feelings, what are you trying to say? No, you know what? I'm come full circle. I love it actually. I
do you?
Well, I don't stand by the countries that were chosen in that scenario.
Right.
But I do think that the over the top nature is kind of because we're past the LL Bean catalog shit. God bless Clark W. Griswold, but we're past the there's a ton of lights. I'm like, everybody has a ton of lights. That's not even, that was like a joke in that movie. I'm like, now there's a lot of whole towns will be like, we're going to go for the full light show, on our homes.
Yeah.
That are now in commercials. They'll do beer commercials and stuff where there's home video. Have you seen these?
No, I don't watch.
It's just hey, here's neighborhood displays of opulence and light for Christmas. I mean, I'm just saying, boring. Now
right. You want to make a statement.
Yeah. And it's international.
I want one that's it's Jesus, but he's holding an iPhone and he's ordering something online.
Amazon Jesus?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then Rudolph comes, but he's Amazon. Jesus.
Reach out and order faith.
I know, I'm pissing in a water bottle. Sorry, guys, I don't have it today.
We're here.
We're here. Yeah. I think you could really make more of a statement. This is inspiring for me to think about for next year.
Yeah, holiday goals for next year. We've got the big skeleton.
Well, I have seen, I would like to say, it just seems so boring compared to your flag draped characters, but I've seen some really nice transitions with the big skeleton where they're now in a Santa hat and they're holding an elf by its foot and it's screaming and upside down, and I love that.
A decapitated elf.
Playful.
Sure.
Keep your politics off the lawn, I say.
Please, especially in the lawn signs around election time. Keep those lawn signs out.
Yeah.
You'll be the head of the HOA around these parts, just being keep the lawns free of your politics.
Unappointed, volunteer position.
Volunteer. There's no HOA to speak of, but you're knocking door to door.
And that's it. Here I come.
I'm trying to run down a spirit tunnel I've concocted in the neighborhood down the street.
Oh, my God. Today has been enlightening.
Lightning?
Enlightening.
We
watched the new Knives Out. Any thoughts on that?
I actually just honestly, I don't have a single thought really.
Yeah.
I don't.
What Netflix does to us now.
Kind of, yeah.
It's just mollifying us with something that's entertainment adjacent, but not really.
Yeah.
Not really scratching any specific itch. It's fine. I felt like that was real boomer bait watching that. I was I don't feel like I'm quite old enough to be on the Knives Out train.
Well, yeah. And why? Why is there, because the first one did feel like a great,
it was fun.
Agatha Christie style mystery. It was a fun mystery.
It felt Clue
fresh.
A little bit,
a little
Cluey. An updated. Yeah,
yes,
it was fun.
And I was almost charmed by Daniel Craig's
almost
Foghorn
charmed.
Leghorn.
There's a pull quote.
I just mean that character was kind of
he's kind of edging into Kevin Spacey House of Cards a little bit, though.
It is. It's that like deeper South. It's getting to. I mean, he might be like Louisiana, but the South Carolina.
Yeah. It's a mix.
It's a mix. Well, that's what. Yeah. It's a muddle.
Puree of the South.
It's a puree. Was it a murder? No, what is it?
What?
Murder. A murder.
A murder.
There's been a murder.
There's been a murder.
Oh Lord. Yeah, little Blanche Devereaux in there.
Yes, Blanche is there.
And the family was fun. Like the first one, the ancillaries. Like it was a fun mix, and it was light on the commentary in a way that felt still whatever. This one just. I mean, I struggle to formulate a thought about that movie.
I liked this one, I think, better than the second.
I don't like watching movies in two parts, which we just had to do because we were passing out.
Well,
but
that's modern times.
Sure, I know. But I prefer to just power through. But anyhow.
Yeah, I didn't like the second one. I feel like with families, there's built-in stakes and emotions that are familiar. I feel like the tech one, The Onion, was like whatever.
Ed Norton, yeah.
But this one, I felt like to achieve those stakes, they did the backdrop of religion.
Yes.
Which I think was clever, but I just didn't care. I guess that's all I can say about it. I will say a Glenn Close story, if I may.
Please.
Well, I was running down, I think 8th Avenue, maybe 9th Avenue in New York.
Avenue of the Americas.
That's 6th Avenue.
Yeah, I lived there briefly.
And I slammed into somebody. And this is pre me just staring at my phone, so I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. Sometimes you're ducking and dodging, and everyone's
coming. You're looking a block ahead to see if you've got
turning
the
around,
walk light. Yeah.
And I slam into someone. And they are so tall that I am like mid-torso. This sounds like an exaggeration, but that stuck with me because it felt so exaggerated. And I look up, like slowly, like up this tree of a person I had rammed into, full force, and it's Glenn Close.
But Glenn Close is a tall drink of water.
The woman is 9 feet tall.
You were closer to her vagina than her face.
Literally, I was like in her belly button.
That's out.
Betwixt her breasts.
Just motorboating Glenn.
Yeah, and she was like, oh, and we just like parted ways and went on our way. And that's just how life is in New York, folks. You just run into Glenn Close. But that always was funny to me because I was like, no one talks about that.
No one talks about you just motorboating Glenn Close on 8th Avenue.
No one talks about that, and no one talks about her just being very tall.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm trying to look up how tall she is. I can't find it.
Well, you're going to do something rude, like say she's 5'9" or something, which is not how I remember
she's 7'2",
it.
Yes.
She's 7'2".
She's as tall as Joel Embiid.
Yes. Anyway, she's in that movie.
She is. She's in there.
Spoiler.
You commented on the... I actually think this is a great job of not spoiling anything because I was like, I don't know, there was this and there might have been some of that.
Some of this, some of that.
Rat Handsome. Who'd you say? Somebody? I meant to follow up on that.
Oh, the main guy. I forget his name, but you said I've never seen this fella in anything, and I said he was in Challengers. I think that was his breakout role. I think he was in a few movies last year, and I was like, oh, that was the guy who was kind of the central figure in the rodent hot thing.
Yes, right. The rodent
that
hot
happened. Do you remember that movement online?
I kind of remember the rodent hot online. Was Mr. Chalamet in there or no?
Yeah, I think it's all those kind of guys.
Yeah, there's just like a little bit of rodentry about that.
Not like classically, like
I know
not
what you
like
mean.
strong jawed, kind of like
right, a little weaselly,
a little weaselly, yeah, but still have something. So that's what that was referring. The internet's always trying to.
The internet is always trying.
Yeah.
They are trying.
Look away from the horrors and look at this rat you want to fuck.
Quick, take a peek over here.
Yeah. Pizza rat, more like your next husband. That's like BuzzFeed in a nutshell.
We have to keep it somewhat brief today.
Yeah, I think we might be done.
But I did want to end on this. I want to end plugging someone else's podcast, and I'll tell you, there's no way in the world.
This was not run by me.
No, it was not. Well, no, it was. We said we should talk about this. But either way, I don't remember the name of it, and I don't think you will either. You have a better memory than I do about certain things. I think together we share like...
A brain.
We can survive. We can get through together. But yeah, once you sever, it's like we're in trouble. But anyhow, I think you'll remember this in generally. Okay, so we were getting a cafe. We were getting some, I was probably getting some sort of breve, and you were getting your coffee. And the person said their voice on the drive-through speaker.
Oh, at Burgerville. I remember this.
Said it sounded like that when you first pull up at a lot of these places now, and it'll be a it'll be a robot
Hi,
talking to you.
How can I help you?
Yes.
Welcome.
Right.
Are you using the reward app today?
Yes.
And we didn't respond because I thought it was
it was a
AI.
robot. It was the AI or the
robot.
whatever the yes. And so you just sat there and you're like, yeah, hello. And then finally
Again.
you gave the order. And as we went through, you're like, oh, sorry, I thought you were like a robot. And she goes, yeah, no, I get that a lot.
No.
Okay.
We
please.
drive up. Sorry, this is what was so funny to me about it. Welcome I'm like,
to-
I just don't talk. And then they say it again. There's a little intonation. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a person. Place our order. Cold brew with the cold foam, whatever.
Brew foam.
Well, they're doing that good coconut cream
The foam. You know
now
how I
at
feel about that
Burgerville.
foam.
So we drive up, and then she says, oh, did you not respond the first time because you thought I was a robot? She introduced
labeled
that.
it. Yes,
and
yes.
I said, yeah.
And she said, oh, I get that a lot because I'm a podcaster. So, I my voice, people think it's like a robot or something. And I was like, huh.
But she wanted to talk about that.
No, but then kind of moved on until you had to prompt her. You said, oh, yeah, well, I don't know if you said so or we. I think you might have. But you're like, what's your podcast?
I don't think so.
And she told us the name of the podcast, and she said what it was about. I don't remember either. I think it was a movie. It was not a movie podcast.
No,
but
what was funny to me about this whole interaction is it's that kind of thing where you're like, oh, are you looking at my shirt? And someone's like, yeah.
Sure.
And then you're like, yeah, I got this when I like.
Yes.
It's like you really wanting to talk about something.
Totally.
And trying to get someone to engage with you about it. But she full on did an impression of a robot so that she could talk about being a podcaster.
Being a podcaster.
Yeah.
Yes. That was like her in. But then again, didn't plug, maybe not as good at plugging. She needs to work on that. Is like if you're going to get someone for half a second on that to then be like, oh, it's because I'm a podcaster. Hit them with what your show. Like if you're doing that, you had to ask her. But what's also wild, that wasn't the wildest thing. I'm just saying that stood out to me as like, well, if you're going to do it, do it. But what's funny is it was like, I was like, well, that's not why, like what kind of podcast like are you doing that would require, because that, if you spoke like that, it was more the cadence was like, don't talk like that on a microphone if you're trying to be a human being.
It would have made more sense if she's like, sorry, my other job is I work as the voice of like this telecom company.
That's right. When you
press
call
7
order,
when you
yes,
exactly. Yeah, it was very weird. I was like, oh, that must be a really relatable, nice podcast.
Yeah, like to listen to that for a long stretch. Do you have any guests? Because they might not be aware they're speaking to a human being.
Well, there's a lot of people who probably want to embrace the AI tsunami, but want it to feel human. And this is funny because it'd be like the reverse kind of person listening to their pod who's like, I want it to be a person, but I want it to sound like it's AI.
That's right. And I think for me, what's funny is it would be like, it's less about, I mean, it is, of course, the sound, but, and it just made me think of this, and we can really end on this because we know we've already done our Bush thing. So this is us speaking as humans. But the headline that I saw from the Wrap, it says an AI podcasting machine is churning out 3,000 episodes a week and people are listening.
Oh, no.
On track for 150,000 episodes by the end of 2025. Inception points. I won't even give them a plug. Podcast Network values quantity over quality. So this woman should join that. And my point of it is it made me then think of that too, where I was like, oh, the AI podcasting machine is churning out 3,000 episodes a week.
Yeah.
Is kind of,
that's just so depressing.
Yeah, I mean, but again, the takes, all we would have left is when they think we're going to zig, we got to zag. That's all we got left.
Well, that's like you being like, I freaking love the Spirit Tunnel. Like that was a zag for sure.
So you got a zag.
Yeah, the shared brain got a little headache on that one.
Thank you. If they scrubbed every instance of me speaking online, which is a fair amount at this point.
Yeah.
If they did that, they couldn't come up with the spirit tunnel. I guarantee ya.
Guarantee. I think they could probably come up with everything I said.
No,
today.
No.
Yeah.
No, your earnesty?
Oh, yeah. That's a surprise.
That is a surprise. When you can surprise your life partner, you can certainly surprise your AI overlords.
Well, I have a surprise for you. It's an elf out on the lawn, draped in the flag of...
Qatar.
Yeah, Qatar.
The Qatari
No,
flag.
it's actually. It's throwing a shoe. It's an Iraqi journalist. It's beautiful.
Wait.
It throws the shoe over and over.
I would love, yes, I'm one of those mechanicals.
Yeah.
And it's like the lights that when it lights up, it looks like motion. So the shoe will like light up through an arc like it's going at.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
And they can't say shit to me because I'm the de facto head of the HOA.
That's right. You're the one. You get to wield the power. This is why you took this difficult position.
I say do as I say, not as I do.
Thank you.
Did you read the brochure?
Yeah, I flyered. It's just scribbled on a piece of loose leaf, and I am wearing this HOA head hat, and it's something I fashioned myself.
That's beautiful.
Well, that's where we'll be next year. Is we'll get that display going. I would love to see the shoe throw.
Gorge.
Well, thanks to AI and thanks to that podcaster. I wish we could plug her podcast, but I don't recall it. But thank you for taking us there. Speaking
of plugs, don't forget to smash that tip jar.
Smash, pow, 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 antir, smash.
We have that new link section, but we don't have any links this time.
Oh, we've got some links.
Okay.
We got a couple links. Check in with our links.
Check back for links.
Check for links, will you?
All right.
I love you, dear.
I love you.
I'll talk to you in a week.
All right. Take care.
Take good care.
Mwah!